Humankind into an era where even the impossible becomes reality. That's what the Rocket City made happen 50 years ago this summer when the first man walked on the moon.
Today, Renata DiGregorio learned about the impact Huntsville made on the world with the Apollo 11. Renata?
Mike, Connor, I was at the Marshall Space Flight Center earlier today, where, of course, the Saturn V rocket was built, taking the first people to the moon. Now, it's not only the best part, the coolest part about the city's skyline, it's also a reminder of Huntsville's impact on the world.
37 degrees.
July 20th, 1969 changed the idea of what was possible. Man walked on the moon, and Huntsville, Alabama's Marshall Space Flight Center got him there.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Marshall's role in the space program is critical. It always has been. I mean, you think about the Saturn V. In Huntsville, people are familiar with the Saturn V. It dominates the landscape. Huntsville's the rocket city, and that's the association of the rocketry, right? That big, powerful, 7.5 million pounds of thrust kind of a thing.
Under the leadership of Wernher von Braun, the Saturn V met JFK's pledge to put man on the moon by the end of the decade. It also put Huntsville on the map.
Everything important that happens in the history of the space program here in America, when you think propulsion elements, you think about Marshall. You think about Huntsville. When we think about the S1C stand and the tests that are done there, and people hear these from their houses, I mean, it's not just the nostalgia that people look back on. When they heard those noises, it meant something to them. It meant that they were participating in something that was bigger than themselves. It also meant that they understood the economic foundations of the Huntsville economy.
NASA historian Brian Odom says the Apollo mission success changed Huntsville forever. The city grew in size and diversity, and the infrastructure changed the landscape.
It's really that Saturn V program that changes something, that really sets this thing into another gear.
But more than changing the Rocket City, he says it's really the Rocket City that changed the world. While these major scientific advancements were happening in the South, so were big parts of the civil rights movement. Odom says that Huntsville tried to create an identity for itself through the rockets to draw in more scientists. I'll have more on that on WZDX News at 9. Putting the Valley First live in Huntsville, Renata DiGregorio, WZDX News.